sheltered in with the Nightings. Okay, I promise this time I'm gonna walk a little bit more gentler. But tonight's topic is this: when happiness turns into heartache. Yeah, so I'm gonna walk real gentle with this one, okay? Because I noticed on the last one I walked a little heavy. We ain't gonna walk that heavy tonight. I promise, we'll be gentle tonight, okay? Yes. Y'all all been there before?
Yeah, we've been there.
When you thought everything was nice and good, and then all of a sudden, it turned, it went left, it went crazy. Your happiness turned into heartbreak. For some of us, happiness turned into Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Get Out, whatever you want to name, whichever horror movie you want, it turned into that. You know how on Michael Jackson's video Thriller, when he was walking down the street with that girl, and then all of a sudden it just turned, the zombies started showing up, folks looking crazy, things crazy started to happen. You heard that voice in the background going, ah, ah. Y'all remember that? Yeah, when your relationship turns into that. Yeah, come on now. You know, we've all been in those relationships where it started out good. You know, your songs come on and your memory goes back and y'all enjoying each other's company. And then from enjoying each other's company, when you heard that ringtone, you're like, God, no one calling me. And then you thought you were going to ignore that ringtone, and then it just kept ringing and ringing and ringing. And then finally you just let them come over. And that's what happened. You get radio silence. Yeah, so tonight we're going to talk about when happiness turns into heartache, heartbreak, broken heart, sadness, Thriller video, Get Out, all them crazy movies, Psycho, I'll bust the windows out your car, all of that. That's what we're talking about tonight, when happiness turns into heartbreak.
I'm sharing, so that's why I'm going to hit this down.
So,
y'all forgive me.
Y'all ready? Listen, we going from happiness to heartache. We going to talk about it tonight. We going to talk about it tonight. Make sure you hit that share button. Make sure you hit that share button because we want to do it. Sheltered in with the Nightings. This is what we do. We're not experts. We're just there we go. All right, so here we go tonight. Our topic for tonight is this: when happiness turns into heartache, heartbreak.
I don't know where we're going from here, but we want to get started, and we want y'all to get started with us. Get you some paper, get you a pen and some paper.
Get you something to write on.
Get you a tissue too. You may want to get a tissue. Like, that's what happened. Go to crying and stuff. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go.
I can't.
Let's go.
All right. So, y'all ready? So, let me ask you a question. If you were ever in a relationship and it went left, just type in I, me, we, us, happened. Listen, if you've ever been in a relationship and the relationship went left, I want you to type in I. Yeah, because it's all happened to us. We've been in relationships before. We've been involved with people before. And before we knew it, we were all feeling good. The relationship was going in a good place. And then all of a sudden, exit stage left. It went left on us. You started wondering, how did this happiness turn into Nightmare on Elm Street? How did this person turn into Freddy Krueger? How did this person end up with Jason? How did I end up in this movie Get Out? What actually happened to me with the Psycho? I don't watch no Psycho. What actually happened? I was looking in the mirror and all of a sudden Oculus was looking back at me. I mean, I'm talking about Thriller. I'm just saying, have you ever been in a relationship where you thought you were giving 100%, only to realize that the folks were coming up from the grave?
Only to realize.
Listen.
That they were cray-cray.
No. See, I wasn't going to say that, but he took it on in, didn't he? Y'all remember that scene in The Shining where Jack Nicholson was looking out that window and he go and it's just craziness. You looking down the hallway of your relationship going, what happened? Or in the movie Poltergeist where the little girl's on the TV and she touching the TV and going, they're here. I'm talking about when you in that type of relationship where stuff starts showing up and you looking like, what in the world happened and who is this person I'm with now? Because this was not the person I started this relationship with. You've been there before.
Come on now, y'all
You've
stop
been
playing.
there before.
You've been there.
Come on, stop playing. We've all experienced that now. So with all of that being said, tonight, we're just going to break it down real simple. We're going to take it slow because we want you all to really process this. Because what I'm finding out, even as a licensed professional counselor, and people are coming to me, y'all know how we do in the summertime. Y'all know what happened when it get warm outside.
What happens?
Either relationships end.
Oh my. During the summer?
Because it's getting hot in here.
I did not
I'm just
know
saying.
that.
A lot of relationships end in the summertime because people want to be free in the summer to frolic and do what they want to do.
Oh my.
Or number two, you gonna get into a new relationship because you're the rebound person.
Oh my.
Just saying that's how it works in the summertime.
Oh my.
So what ends up happening is because I don't want you to be the rebound person. That's what I don't want. I want you to be able to walk into this to know what generally happens in the summertime. People want to be free and they want to frolic. And I don't want you to be the frolicked one.
Oh my, the frolicked one.
Did I just make that up? The frolicked one. So tonight we want to talk about how, when, where, what happened? How did we go from happiness to heartache?
I didn't sign up for this now.
I ain't signed up for this. I did not sign up for this. So we're going to talk slow tonight because I need y'all to take notes, because I need y'all to process. Because tonight, partly, we're going to go back and do what I call a relationship autopsy. You remember I talked about that before. If this is your first time joining us on the Sheltered In with the 19s, I want you to go back and check out my relationship movement, because we talk a lot about relationships here. That's why we're here. He and I both have been married before, and we're not experts. We're just experienced, and we want to share our experience with you. And we keep it real, raw, and relevant. We tell the truth. We're transparent. And listen, this is the big brother you wish you had.
Oh my.
This is the big brother you wish you had when you started dating.
Oh my.
Because nobody told you this stuff.
Oh my.
And so the enlightenment specialist, his name is Lawrence Knighton, is going to shed some light on us on the subject matter tonight to help us understand how do we identify when we going from happiness to heartache, to heartbreak, to foolishness, to I need to get out. What is this going on? Okay. And I am Tracy Knighton. I'm a licensed professional counselor in the state of Georgia, and we own Nova Counseling, which stands for No One Ventures Alone. And I see clients. I'm a licensed professional counselor, and I see clients. We do marriage counseling together. We do premarital coaching together. And we actually have a premarital coaching program that people call us, and they want to go through the program because they like, listen, we need some help before we even get married and say I do. We want to make sure that we say an I do on solid ground. And I must say,
we do a good job.
We do a pretty good job. We actually have some people who enjoy it. Listen, we have some clients that be like, when can we come back? Can we come back like next week? Like, they want to come back because they enjoy their time with us. We do sessions together. We do sessions separately. And so our whole thought process is if we could start premarital coaching with folks before they even get into
we
a
need to
marriage.
Start a pre-relationship program.
A pre-relationship program. Now you joking while you laughing.
Yeah,
some
really.
of these folks have asked you to start a dating app for real. Like how do I date in this day and age? How do I ask the right questions? But tonight we're going to talk about how did I go from happiness to heartbreak?
See, because the truth of the matter is, some of y'all, when you first got started, y'all were listening to Al Green. Love and happiness make me want to... What y'all remember Al Green? Y'all got it down. Y'all just hugging. Love and happiness make me want... And then you went to Tony Braxton. Unbreak my heart. Let's get started. Let's get started. My name is Lawrence Knighton. I am the pastor of St. James Baptist Church, Baconton, Georgia. Listen, I love talking about relationships because I've made enough mistakes to help you. And now let's get started.
If you made a mistake in a relationship, please raise your hand and say I. Hi, my name is Tracy, and I made a mistake in a relationship. Okay, I'm just saying. Here we go. So, of course, you know how we like to do. We like to make it real simple, real plain for you. So tonight we got 6 ways. 6 ways.
6 ways.
6.
Oh my. 6 is the number for man. Biblically.
Or woman.
Or woman.
Or, biblically. Okay. So, because, we give it to you real raw and relevant. So here we go. 6 ways that it went from happiness to heartbreak, heartache, craziness, sadness, drama,
depression.
That's it. All of
Bad
the
health.
above.
Y'all do
All
know
of the
that.
above.
Hey, wait, let me say this so seriously. Now, you do know that when you're in a relationship that's gone from happiness to heartache,
Okay.
you do know that can have some physical, damaging illnesses
Sure enough.
attached to it.
Sure
You
enough.
start trying to figure out, why is my blood pressure up? Why am I getting these headaches?
Why
am I going
migraines?
through all of these things?
Why my stomach feeling this
It
way?
might be because you have gone from happiness to heartache, and you're in denial. And so that's why we're going to give you 6 ways to know that you've gone from happiness to heartache. Now let's talk.
Y'all ready for this? Okay.
It's going to get good, so share this, because I need some more people to hear this, because most people stay in denial. And Lord, don't let it be that generation that says you need to stay in it anyway. I do not buy into that foolishness at all, because back in the day, preachers would tell you, well, you just need to stay and pray about it. No. I am not going to be miserable in nobody's relationship. No, God, no. Now, I understand the Bible talks about divorce, but we got to understand the context of what that was written about, and when that was written, and who it was written to. Listen, don't even get me started about that, because I done had some preachers used to always tell people, no, just stay there. Just stay there. No, you don't tell nobody to stay in no abusive relationship. Don't tell nobody to stay in no relationship where they're not happy. No. I'm not saying that God can't turn a thing around either. I'm not saying that. But I am saying no for yourself when it's time to go. I think you better leave me alone. Pack your bags. Now let's talk about it.
All right, so here we go. Here's the first way.
Tonight's soundtrack is crazy already.
Ain't it though?
Al Green, Love and Happiness, Tony Braxton, Unbreak My Heart. Leave me alone.
Oh, I bust the windows out. I bust the window. Okay, here we go. Here's the first way. Here's the first way. Here's the first way. Way number 1, people change. That's the truth of the matter. Sometimes you go from happiness to heartbreak simply because people change. The very thing that attracted you to him, or him to you, or y'all together, is the very thing that ended up annoying you in the end.
Yeah, we're going to elaborate on all of these now. So we're not just giving you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's it. We're going to elaborate. So let's talk about people change. People change. People change. Let me start right here, because one of the things that I have learned in these past few years is that it's always dangerous, watch this, when one person wants to grow and the other one doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that again. It's always dangerous.
You looking at the paper, because that's number 2.
I ain't looked at no paper. I ain't looking at no paper.
Okay, all right then.
I don't know that's not number 2?
That's number 2.
Oh, I'm bad. My bad, man. People change. People change.
People change.
Now, when you say people change, because, see, here's the thing, because what once excited you may not excite you anymore.
Because you change.
And so you change. You're changing. You know what I'm saying? Keep talking.
Listen, people, and we say this all the time. I'll be glad when y'all finally get this in y'all's heads and stop jumping from relationship to relationship to relationship without doing your own homework on yourself first.
Homework on yourself
People change. What you wanted at 21 is not what you want at 45, is not what you want at 50. And until you know that about yourself, listen, what's going to end up happening is you're going to get in these relationships expecting these folks to make you happy. And guess what? The very thing that used to make you happy at 21, you can't even do it at 60 no more.
And here's the other part when we talk about people change. You always want to remember this. This is a part of my book. I'm just going to stop and say it early. This is in my book.
Okay.
Here's what you got to understand about people, right? Whether you're just getting into a relationship, even marriage, right? So one of the things that happens is, a lot of times when people get into a relationship, things are great. It's exciting. Your chemistry is there. You're just doing all those great things. And it's like, man, this is ideal. And watch this now, because I said this before, and I really wish, as Tracy I wish y'all would get this. We as men have a hunting spirit. We have a hunting spirit. Hunting. Men, we naturally have a hunting spirit. What do you mean by that? I'm glad you asked. Let me break it down for you. Here's what I mean by that.
Okay.
a lot of times when we start off, we're doing the whole
They on
shebang.
10.
We're doing it all.
They
We're
are
doing
on
everything
10.
you want us to do.
That's right.
But once we get to the point of getting what we want, we start becoming comfortable. We don't have that excitement after a year or
'Cause they
2 or
got you
3
hooked.
because you're hooked already,
You
honey.
hooked.
We already done shot you. We got a hunting spirit. We already done.
That's it.
We already
Target.
done scope you out. We got what we want,
They got
and then
you
all
on
of a
a
sudden.
hook.
We change. Now, I'm not saying that's all men. I'm not
Not
saying
all
that, but
men.
I guarantee you that's a whole lot of, because what I'm simply saying is that what we started off doing in the beginning, we don't keep doing all that stuff. Y'all ladies gonna tell the truth. Now, again, I'm not saying that's all men, because some of us continue to do what we've been doing after we learn a few things, as time goes on. But in the beginning, man, we tried to keep hunting, man. We trying to catch the next fish.
That's it.
We trying to
And
hook
women,
'em.
on the flip side, y'all do all
Y'all don't want me
this
to tell
stuff.
the truth tonight, but I'm gonna tell it.
That's it. Women do all this stuff. Y'all start acting like the wife, doing all the wifely duties, wanting to be a wife. But like Lauren said before in previous episodes, when we were teaching, because that's what we do, we teach and share. In previous episodes, he said men date knowing that when they meet you, they know what compartment they're going to put you in.
And we say this all the time.
We say this all the time. So here you are, you put yourself in the wife compartment. He didn't. So here you are doing all this stuff, trying to keep up with the wifely duties, and that man ain't mentioned the word wife yet.
I mean, you doing everything for it. You
Yeah.
dropping it like it's hot. You cooking, you washing clothes, you twerking for. Oh,
What?
God, you doing everything.
What?
But guess what? We already know what compartment you want us in. I mean, we want you in. We know.
That's it.
Listen, I ain't trying to spill the beans on us brothers, but I'm just telling the ladies what I'm telling them. The thing is, we know that's wife material right there.
That's it.
That's just my little side piece right there. I call her when I just need a little fix.
That's it.
Y'all don't want to hear what I'm saying, but you better hear me. I'm trying to help y'all tonight. And the point I'm making is people change. We don't always, listen, even you as a woman, watch this now, because y'all think I'm just going to stick to the men. No.
Lord.
I'm going to deal with the women, because y'all don't always continue to do everything you were doing in the beginning either.
And that's
So
the
you
truth.
change.
And that's the truth. So, and part of that is, I ain't gonna lie, part of that is biology. Part of that is you've gotten older and things have changed physically. But the truth of the matter is as you begin to change and evolve and get more seasoned, you should still know what it takes to make your mate happy. Come on now.
And for the fellas, same way. You need to know if you're serious, by the way. Well, depending on what compartment you got it in, you ain't thinking about all that. But if you think about from a wife perspective, you want to always know what it is that she's, how she's changing, and you need to know what she's changing into and how to meet those changes. Hello? Are y'all listening?
Y'all got that?
Am I making sense so far?
All right. Okay.
Okay.
So that's number one. The truth of the matter is, how did we go from happiness to heartache? Sometimes people just change.
People just change.
People just change. And the truth of the matter is, they don't just change. People do change. As you get older, physically, mentally, spiritually, you change. And if a relationship is important to you, if you're trying to keep that relationship from going to heartbreak, sometimes you've got to change as well, which brings us to number two.
Number two,
Sometimes people grow. Now talk about what you were
People
talking
grow?
about. People grow.
and some don't.
Okay.
So here's the real deal. Here's the real deal, right? Because once you start getting older, right? Watch this. Let me prove my point to y'all. Because I don't want y'all to think I be making this stuff up. This stuff comes from the top of my head because I've been there, and I'm not an expert. I'm just experienced. So watch this now. In your 20s and 30s, you may not have had the same type of goals that you have when you get in your 40s. So when you start getting that 38, 39, 40, 50, whatever the case may be, now you're thinking about, man, I would like to have my own house one day, man. I would like to have this. I would like to travel. I would like to do all these things. And so here's the thing. So you got one person who you knew I was a homebody when you met me. You know I ain't like to go nowhere. But now because people change and because people want to grow, you end up outgrowing each other. And that's okay, because that's just the nature of the beast. Sometimes you just outgrow each other because some people want to grow and some people don't. You got the growth mindset in a lot of people, and then you got the other mindset. You got a fixed mindset. So some people continue to want to grow and the other ones are fixed. They're fixated on doing no growing. And what ends up happening, you frustrate yourself trying to be with somebody who does not want to grow, and you're trying to figure out why the relationship has gone from happiness to heartache to headache and everything else. And it's simply because one wants to grow and the other one doesn't. And you need to make sure that you have somebody who wants to grow with you at all times.
And grow
Let the
in the
church
same
say amen.
direction.
Same direction.
When we were talking about this, honey, one of the things you said was directions changed, and sometimes different places, sometimes we change directions differently in life. And so when you talk about relationships, you got to make sure that as you change directions, y'all are changing directions together. So I'll give you an example. When we first started, when we were first married, our one direction was just making sure we stayed together. He had been married before, I had been married before, so our direction was keeping the lines of communication open. Now, we had goals. I moved into his house. He had a house already, so home ownership wasn't one of our goals. But now we started thinking a little bit bigger. Okay, so rental property, that became a goal. And then we started, we wanted to travel. Travel became a goal. But until we started communicating about those things, till we started talking about those things, those goals didn't exist as a couple. Okay, so we had conversations about what you want to do. Well, as a couple, what are our goals? What are we trying to grow to?
2 countries a year.
2 countries a year.
And we've been making it happen.
Ever since.
Because we're growing together.
We're growing together. Even when it came to me going back to school, I had a master's degree in school counseling. And one day we were out walking during our exercise, and I said, honey, I think I want to go get my doctorate degree. You remember what your response was?
Go do it.
Make it happen.
Make it happen.
And we did. I say we because he had to participate in my individual growth process. Even though I'm the one that's Dr. Knighton, he had to participate in that growth process for me. Because there was some weekends I was gone on Friday morning and then come back Sunday night. That was twice a month. The whole year of writing a dissertation, that's writing a book. He had to sit there with me. He had to proof the book. He had to help me research the book. It wasn't just me doing things by myself. He had to do those things. And then when it comes to him writing the first book, even though it's his book with his name on it,
she had to make me get away and go right because I'm just a master procrastinator. I got 2 more books I told her I'm going to have finished by July 7th. Just give me a little time. I'm going to finish. I know I can be sorry.
No, you didn't say 7th. You said the 5th.
5th, yeah.
July 5th. Okay.
I'm going to have my second done. I'm going to have my second book done by the July 5th, meaning ready to be proofed.
Proved, right.
And then I have plans to have the second book out probably at least by October at the latest.
September 26th.
September 26th, okay. By her birthday.
There
right.
You go.
I'm going to have it by your birthday, girl.
By my birthday.
Or either by our anniversary, September 12th.
Okay.
One of the two. The book going to be in my hand.
See how growth takes place? So sometimes happiness turns into heartbreak because people just don't grow together.
Let me stop and say something right here because you made me think of something.
Okay, go ahead.
Here's what I want to say to all of you who are listening to me. You need to have somebody who pushes you and you push them. That's when happiness stays in happiness, when y'all are pushing each other to be the best that you can be. Are y'all listening to me tonight? If we're talking good so far, y'all show us a little love or show us a little something. Love? Can we see some love to say that we're at least doing halfway decent so far?
Y'all got some love? Let me see some love.
Come on now.
We ain't saying nothing till we see some love.
Find somebody that
there it is.
Can listen, grow with.
Grow.
No, y'all.
And growth is not easy. Don't get it twisted. Man. Now, y'all got to think. We how many years in are we?
19 years in September.
September, 19 years in. That took a lot of communication. That took a lot of growth. That took a lot of planning. That took a lot of preparation. That took a lot of sacrifice. And here's the thing about sacrifice. Sacrifice, what you always say about sacrifice? When it comes to relationships, a sacrifice for one person helps to elevate both people. And here's what I mean by that. Even though I sacrificed to go to school, even though he let me go to school, not let me in a sense like giving me permission, but he allowed space to open up in our relationship for me to go to school. The sacrifice was the weekends where we were used to spending time together. We couldn't do that no more because I was busy doing what? I was busy in school. That's the sacrifice that was made. But because that sacrifice was made by both of us, we were able to celebrate the things that came out of me becoming Dr. Knighton.
Hey, let me talk about something else. It just hit me. So we also had to sacrifice when we started the business because it was just me doing the transporting. Oh, gosh. I'm talking about, Lord, we done got a business started. We don't have no employee because we can't afford to pay nobody.
Can't afford to pay
and so
nobody.
I had to be employee number one. She had to be employee number two because she had a full-time job. So we started a business. I got to be employee number one. But it didn't matter because we had to do what we had to do to get it going. And now, thank God, we got 20-something employees. Are y'all hearing me? But it was a sacrifice. We worked together.
We will grow. We grew
together.
We were growing together. And now, can I even share, sometimes growth happens in spaces and places that you don't even realize. Heartaches, but things can happen in life that causes you to grow. When he was diagnosed with prostate cancer, listen, his whole demeanor didn't change. We were sitting there in the doctor's office, and the doctor said, you got prostate cancer. Now, I'm going to be real. Can I be real with y'all? The word cancer, it just sucks the air out of the room. I ain't going to even lie.
Not for me.
It did not for him.
Didn't
For
bother
me,
me.
it sucked the air out the room. Like, he said cancer, and it went...
Not
But for
me.
him, what was your response?
What do we need to do next?
Right.
No problem. Let's get it done, brother.
And for the next few months, we grew together. He was going through something that I couldn't even help. I couldn't even do anything with. All I had to do was my part here at the house. You had radiation
2017.
2017 for how many days straight?
5 days a week for 4 weeks.
20 days of radiation.
Drove up there and came
2
right
hours.
back home by myself.
2 hours to the place where he had to get radiation from.
That's right.
And so in doing that, I had to grow to a place to where when he came home, we were rocking and rolling. I didn't look like the air had been sucked out of my lungs because I was so worried and concerned about him. I don't even think we really talked about the...
Wasn't no need.
Well, no need. Because we were growing to a place to where, listen, he said it, what's next? What do we do? And because he said it, we had to make it happen. That's growth. Does that make sense? So when you're in a relationship, sometimes heartache happens because people don't grow together.
Yeah.
I couldn't let him sit there and be in a pity party.
One.
And guess what? He wasn't going to let me sit and be in a pity party. Because here's the thing. Here's what's happening at the same time he had prostate cancer. Guess what else was happening in our lives?
What?
My daddy had prostate cancer.
Yeah.
Same time. But not only that, not only did he have prostate cancer, not only did my dad have prostate cancer same time, what else happened, honey?
I don't remember.
His dad had prostate cancer.
Yeah.
So all at once, we had all of this going on. But guess what? Every single Sunday at church, preaching.
Tuesday, Bible
Every
study.
Tuesday,
Wednesday,
Bible study. We were rocking and rolling. We
Community
were doing
barbecues, all that stuff. I didn't miss a beat.
We were
As a
doing
matter of fact,
what we
I only told a handful of people.
Yeah, it wasn't even a whole
Nobody
lot of
even
people.
knew. My church didn't even know until I was done. They're like, you had what now? Yes,
Right.
I did. Didn't miss a beat.
We didn't even tell family members because we knew in order for us to be in a space where we needed to deal with all of this that was going on, we needed to have each other's back. That's growth.
Woo! And I hadn't missed a beat and won't miss one.
Hadn't missed a beat.
No.
There you go. So number one, people change. Number two, people grow. Sometimes you go from sometimes you go from happiness to heartache because people just grow. They grow in different directions. And we could also say sometimes people don't grow.
People grow apart.
People grow apart. Somebody's going east, somebody's going west, and you do know if you're going in two different directions, you will never intersect. That's the truth of the matter. So point number two, sometimes people grow, and I'm going to throw in sometimes people don't grow. Okay? Here's point number three.
Let's get it.
Ooh, people no longer meet our needs.
Ooh. Ooh, people no longer meet our needs.
People no longer meet our needs.
And they're not trying to meet your needs.
And they ain't even trying.
You just want to throw that in there as
and
well.
I said that grammatically correct. And they ain't even trying.
That's when you go from happiness to heartache when they're not even trying to meet your needs. Here you're trying so hard to make it work. Here you're trying so hard to explain what your needs are. And here they're completely trying to make sure they don't make it happen.
Ooh. Wait, what?
Which means that they ain't,
what?
You know what I'm saying?
What'd you just say?
They're trying not to make it happen. They're trying not to make it happen.
I'm just trying not to make it happen.
And that's the sad part is that we can sometimes fight so hard for them to try to meet our needs and be with us and support us. Oh, man, because you're saying to yourself that I wouldn't do them like that.
Right.
But you got to understand something that I had to learn the hard way. What I had to learn the hard way, Tracy told me one day, she says, I'm sorry, but everybody doesn't think like you. So that might be some freedom for somebody to hear tonight.
Not everybody.
Listen to me, Linda. Listen to me, Fred and John and Bill and whoever else is on here. Don't always think that people are going to think like you. That is not going to happen.
Right.
And you've got to be okay with that because the truth of the matter is that you can want it as much as you want. But listen to me, they don't meet your needs. Guess what?
And they might not even be trying.
And they may not even be trying.
That's it. That's the truth of the matter. And here's the other thing that I say all the time.
Instagram, y'all listening?
I say this all the time, but y'all act like y'all be forgetting. So I'm going to say it one more time.
Say it one more again.
Wants, needs, expectations, non-negotiable.
Oh, I'm so tired of hearing that myself.
Me too, because y'all act like y'all are not getting this. What are your wants, your needs, your expectations, your non-negotiables? I hear it so often in these counseling sessions sometimes when I'm talking to people and we do the intake process and they go, well, they just need to da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. No. When I ask you a simple question, what do you want? I want them to, no. I don't want to know what you want them to do. I want to know what you want. And so here we go again. What are your wants, your needs, your expectations, and your non-negotiables? Until you know that about yourself, stop trying to make a relationship work. I'm going to just be honest. Until you know that about yourself, stop trying to make a relationship work. Because the truth of the matter is you may be operating on old software.
Okay.
Because it's time for me to do an update on my phone because they keep reminding me to install the new OIS or whatever it is, iOS or whatever it is. And sometimes you can tell when what you're using is outdated because it's slow. It has low connectivity. Things that used to run real fast on your phone ain't running fast on your phone no more. You could tell that things are getting slow just like that because you operate on old software.
But here's the catch with that update, though.
Okay.
The update can only happen if it's plugged in. Let me make sense of that now. You know, Your phone can only get that iOS update rather, if the phone is plugged in. Here's the moral of the story.
Bring it on in.
Sometimes the reason why you're just not plugged in. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yep. You just gonna leave it like that.
Yeah.
You just don't.
They're not meeting the needs because they're not plugged in. They're not meeting your needs
There you
because
go.
they are not plugged in. They're not plugged into your happiness. They're not plugged into what you want. They're not plugged into your desires. They're just not plugged in anymore. As a matter of fact, they have unplugged.
Okay, I'm gonna drink off that.
Oh boy.
I'm going to
That's a
drink
good little
off
analogy,
that.
wasn't
That was good.
Pretty good, wasn't it?
I really like the part where you said they just unplugged.
They just unplugged.
Yeah. Okay. Y'all got that one?
They're emotionally unplugged.
They emotionally.
They emotionally unplugged. Like, oh shoot, man, I ain't thinking about that no more.
They emotionally unplugged. I love it. Okay, so the first one, people change. The second one, people grow. The third one, people no longer meet your needs. Here's the fourth one. The fourth one is people's issues, drama, and trauma showed up.
They resurface.
Listen, sometimes you go
Now,
from
this is gonna be
happiness
good
to
now.
heartbreak because people's issues, drama, and trauma ring the doorbell and you open the door. I'm just
So
saying.
listen, I really need y'all to share this part right here because this is gonna be probably the most detrimental part of the night. because we're going to go a little heavy on this one.
Okay.
So I need y'all to just hit share. Just hit share because your sister, your man, your girl, whoever needs to hear this part right here. Now tell them what that point is one more time and let's get to it.
Here's point number 4. People go from happiness to heartbreak.
Okay.
Because people's issues, drama, and trauma have showed up on your doorstep. Listen, sometimes it creeps in. Sometimes it just sneaks in like a thief in the night. And sometimes, sometimes it shows up like a bulldozer and just knocks everything down. And instead of learning how to deal with those issues, drama, and trauma, instead of facing it together as a team, guess what? Happiness turns into heartbreak. So
listen, I want y'all to hear me on this. One of the things that I have seen over these last 25 years or more is that people have the tendency to cover up their trauma, their baggage, their, what else is the other word you use?
The drama.
The drama, the baggage.
The issues.
All of that. The dysfunction.
Come on.
While they're in the first few months, even the first maybe couple of years. No, I ain't going to say the first couple of years. It comes out way before then. It comes out way before then. The first few months, it's like, man, this is great. And then all of a sudden, it's like...
Them pink flags show up.
Oh, but I ain't see all this.
Them pink flags show up.
But most times it was there. You just didn't want to see it.
You didn't want to see
it. Come on now. Let's talk honestly right now because I am trying to help us to really take a fine look at, a real look at the situation at hand and admit to ourselves, there were some things that
pink flags, some red flags,
that I kind of sort of had a little inkling on, but I just like, okay, maybe that's just the way they are. No. Now all of a sudden this baggage, this drama, this abuse, this everything starts showing up. Isn't that amazing how all of a sudden it's like, where did all this come from? I didn't see all this coming. And so you end up having to deal now with the drama, with the dysfunction, with the abuse. It's like, man, now he cussing me, now she cussing me, now they doing this.
Now they laying their hands on me in ungodly ways.
Like, wow, this is crazy. But it all stems from the mere fact that initially we're good at covering up stuff. It's like covering up this iPad cover. It's like...
It look good on the outside.
It looks good. But
when you
once you start really digging into it, once you start really spending more time, it's like, wow, where did that come from?
Right.
Who can anybody identify what I'm saying? I just want to see if anybody identify what I'm saying. You're like, I didn't see that coming.
Yep.
Or
type in
I kind of saw it, but I overlooked it.
Type in I didn't.
And most times, the very thing that you overlook is the very thing that comes back to haunt you. Now here's another.
The word ain't haunt. Go on, tell them what the word really is. Come back to bite you in the wood.
Bite you in the butt. And here's the other part. Because you got to also realize. Let me say this part. Because a lot of times we're trying to figure out why is it that I keep getting these same type of people. You can only attract who you are. So if you're attracting drama, if you're attracting somebody with a lot of emotional baggage, if you're attracting people who are just trifling, you can only attract who you are. Don't look at nobody else. Don't look at nobody else. Don't look at nobody else. Trust me when I tell you.
Look in the mirror.
If you're broken, you're going to attract a broken person.
That's it.
If you're healed, you may have a good chance of attracting a healed person. Now, that's not to say that you can run into...
That's the case.
Right. It's not to say that's always the case, but it's also not to say that you can't run into a broken person and help put them back together. But you better have a whole lot of patience and a whole lot of Jesus.
That's it. Because remember, hurt people hurt people. You can only keep a gaping wound closed for so long. Think about that for a second. Some wounds you can close with a Band-Aid, right? Some wounds you can close with some stitches, but there are some wounds that really need major surgery in order to close. And oftentimes, I'm gonna just be honest, and oftentimes in the Black community, we got gaping wounds that need surgery, and y'all trying to put a Band-Aid on it.
Ooh, say that one more time, girl.
I'm just saying. Sometimes in the black community,
I felt that one. I had
in
to
black
sit up.
families, we sit there, we got gaping wounds.
What's gaping mean?
I'm talking about gaping, wide
Big old
open,
holes.
gushing, got all kind of blood coming out. And here you go. You gonna put one Band-Aid on the time out. Okay, just go on now.
It's covered.
It's covered. Well, just pray about it. What?
Yeah, y'all know.
Yeah.
Here go the
Okay.
pastor in me now. Here go the pastor in me. We can be so super spiritual about this stuff. Just pray about it. No.
I'm gushing blood,
Get
and you want me
prayer
to pray.
and Jesus and a therapist. All three go together. You can't have one without the other. All that pray about it. Pray about it. Okay, pray about it. I'll pray about it, but I also need you to go find you a therapist that can help you navigate through the drama and the trauma that you've had to endure in the course of your life. Are y'all listening to me tonight? I'm so serious about this because we over spiritualize stuff sometimes. Just pray about, okay, after I pray, then what? It's still there. You better get
still
somebody.
gushing blood.
You better help
still
somebody to
hemorrhaging.
get that toxicity out of you.
Come on now.
Prayer just ain't gonna make you just leave. Stop fooling yourself.
And a Band-Aid ain't gonna help a gushing wound.
Okay, I know y'all.
You hemorrhaging and you talking
I
about
know
put a
y'all
Band-Aid
heard
on it.
prayer changes things. Prayer changes everything, and it does. And that's why God put therapists in the world, for you to use wisdom to go see them, that they might be able to help you.
So can I take that one step further?
Yes, take it further.
The Bible says faith without works is what? Dead. Guess what your work is?
Going to see a therapist.
There it is. You can have faith, and your faith without works is dead. So your work is going to see a therapist and doing your work.
Here's a phone number you can call for a therapist in Georgia. Area code 229
I can't.
589 8873.
Okay.
Not 7, but 7.
Okay.
229 589 8873. That's Dr. Tracy Knighton. She's licensed in the state of Georgia. We hadn't gotten the paperwork yet for South Carolina, but it's coming. We're going to try to get in some of these states that we can be able to do therapy and counseling and all that stuff. And a lot of these states where y'all are watching us from, because I need y'all to get with a good therapist somewhere. Right. And if you're in Georgia, call 229-589-8873. That's Dr. Tracy Knighton, and she'll be glad to help you. Let me say something on a serious note again, and I mean this seriously. Many of you who are working at jobs, your employer won't let you know this. Most times they won't just tell you this. Okay. But you have what you call EAP.
Employee Assistance Program.
Yes, you have an Employee Assistance Program, which allows you to get a number of sessions, whether it's 4 or 5 or 6 sessions. That's a part of your insurance. And again, like she said, and sometimes up to 8. So if you're stressing out because of your relationship at home, your EAP will allow you to get some counseling as a part of your insurance. It's called EAP. Go to work tomorrow and ask them, hey, what about my EAP plan? So if you work for the state, if you work for the school system, if you work for a hospital, or wherever the case may be, somewhere, that's, got some good insurance, they have EAP. Most times they have an EAP program, Employee Assistance Program. That was free.
Y'all got that? Number 4, people's issues, drama, and trauma shows up. Here's way number 5, that you go from happiness to heartbreak to heartache to nightmare on Elm Street. Here we go. Number 5, people's chemicals wear off.
Ooh, people's chemicals. Now you probably wonder, what do you mean by chemicals? We're going to get into this real good. She's going to explain this so much so that it's just going to blow your mind. I like when she explains this part here. People's chemicals wear off. What you mean by that?
I'm glad you asked.
Explain it to him.
So here's
then I'm
what
going to add my little take on this.
Come on in.
Come on in. Y'all,
let's
put your
talk a little
pen down
biology.
on this. Put your pen down on this. You're going to need to hear every word of this one.
So let's talk a little biology.
Biology.
Okay? All right. So inside of your brain, there are some feel-good hormones. They are called dopamine.
Talk louder so I can hear you now.
Okay. And it's called dopamine. And so dopamine is your feel-good hormone. So when you get involved in a relationship early on, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This is your 10th grade biology class. Just like people get addicted to drugs because dopamine kicks in. When you get in a relationship, guess what? You on drugs too. You addicted. It's called dopamine. It feels good. It's your feel-good hormone. And so what ends up happening is, as you start that new relationship, it's new, you excited, and all of that dopamine floods your brain. So really and truly, in the first 90 days of a relationship, you on drugs. And it's called dopamine.
Do your research. Don't take our word for it. D-O-P-A-M-I-N-E. D-O-P-A, dope.
Dope.
D-O-P-A-I-M-I-N-E. D-O-P-A-M-I-N-E. Dopamine. It's like cocaine.
It sure is.
It's like a drug. That's why you're so excited when you get into that relationship. Oh, God. Come on, me, my boo.
Yes. You
Come on,
all
make my
excited.
thing. You excited.
So you got a little bit of
Lord.
dopamine. You got a little bit of oxy going on. Oxy is natural in our brains. And so you got both of those chemicals that are released. One is your pleasure principle. The other one attaches you to a person. And both of those drugs are released. And you got all these drugs and hormones going on in your body naturally. And it draws you to the other person. So for the first 90 days, listen, you are a drug addict to the own biology in your body. And so here's what ends up happening. After the 90 days, those drugs really start to wear down a little bit. And here's what ends up happening when we go from happiness to heartbreak. Here's what ends up happening. The chemical simply wears off. You ain't got used to it now.
Now let me add my little piece to this. Now the chemicals have worn off, right? Now listen. Now I want you to hear me on this. Hear me on this, ladies. Hear me on this. And oh gosh, this ain't gonna feel good, ladies.
I'm about to say, don't tell her what he's about to say.
And when. Here it is. The point.
Are you about to close it down?
No,
Shut it down.
Listen to me now. Let me stop being silly. So here's the real deal. For men, when we get involved with you sexually, we have that extra dopamine running through our bodies, right? And over time, when we've gotten enough, we become chemically imbalanced and we're like, I'm tired of getting that.
Read between the lines of what enough is. Okay, we all grown.
Did I say that?
I'm just saying.
And I'm not saying this in all cases, but hear me now.
In a lot of cases.
Because in a lot of cases, especially with us men, we can get to the point where our dopamine wears off really quick. And so we're trying to find somebody else that can get us high again. Ooh, y'all ain't know I'm finna say all that. So let me give a good example of that, right? I've never been on drugs, but I've talked to enough people on drugs.
Been on my drug? No.
Child, boo.
Oh, okay.
I've never been on drugs, but I've talked to enough people on drugs, right? So for instance, when a person goes from marijuana to crack, so when a person gets high on crack or meth or whatever it is, they have said that what they're doing is trying to get that high
They're trying to chase the person
that they had with their first encounter.
Yeah,
right?
They're chasing it.
They're chasing that high. That's why they spend all they got trying to get back that first high that had them gone.
That's it.
You're making me high. Oh, baby, 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 baby. So look, ooh, I get so.
Oh, okay,
come
gotcha.
on now.
Okay, it took me a minute. I was like, what song is this? Okay, I remember.
Oh
Gotcha.
gosh, okay. So listen to me now. So what happens is you're trying to get that same high. A man's trying to get that same high.
Right.
So what ends up happening, watch this now, I'm gonna get ready to go R-rated. So women, if I can just give an example of this, that's why let me just be honest with y'all. So when I see a young guy, especially now, 25, 28, whatever, and he dates a woman that has, and I'm not throwing off on anybody, I'm just saying what I'm saying. So if I see a young guy.
No.
You don't want me to say that?
No.
And she got about 9 kids?
No.
I'm still going to say it.
No.
They have been whipped. I know she didn't want me to say it, but I still got to say it. And the point is, she whipped him.
I can't. I try.
Y'all say what you want to say. Mama died. I'm going to tell the truth now. I know a young guy, and I'm just telling you, I know a young guy. He was dating this girl.
Several young guys.
Several. He was dating this young lady. And again, I'm not throwing on. He was dating this young lady that had 7 kids. About 4 or 5 different baby daddies. Now, I ain't knocking none of y'all who may have that many kids. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I'm just saying anytime a young man or even an older guy gets caught up in that, they have been dopamine and dope. Because the point I'm making is
number 6.
They whip them and they'll stay there as long as she can keep whipping them. But once she done whipping them like she used to get them in the door,
I'm done.
Then the chemicals are gone. The chemicals are gone.
That's it.
Now I'm going back to
and you have to be honest with yourself, ladies. Where is your dopamine? Where is your oxy? How is it showing up? What are you doing? Okay? And so when we think about this, people's chemicals wear off. So that's why we have the 90-day rule. That's why you shouldn't be having sex in the first 30, 60, 90 days of a relationship.
Period. Because women, let me tell you something. And I'm not saying, because we're going to do what we want to do anyway. But women become emotionally attached. Period.
Yeah.
When y'all have sex, your emotions are now engulfed in that thing.
That's the oxy.
Well, then you got a lot of women nowadays who they just like men. But I'm saying in most instances, most women, when you get involved sexually, this is what happens. Now you're emotionally attached. Whereas a man, he can move on to the next person and don't have no emotions.
Off and keep going.
He has no emotions tied to it. But I want to read what this young lady wrote. I like this. Brenda Scott, she said, the dopamine brings about delusions of reality. It makes you see what you want to see and hear what you want to hear. And that's a fact. But here's the best part. When the dopamine wears off, you better be interesting enough to maintain a real relationship. And the church said amen.
Yes.
Now, Brenda Scott, you own that thing, girl.
That's it, girl. That's it. That's truly how it happens. That dopamine wears off. The chemical wears off after a while. And what you got after sex? What you got after I'm just saying.
Because the thing about it is,
what you got after sex?
This is what I said the other week. I want y'all to hear me on this, ladies.
Y'all listening?
I just got another thing I'm gonna say that I've been saying this for a long. It's worth repeating.
Okay.
Stop having sex if you're not married and see what you got. Let that marinate for about 2 minutes. And we about to get off here. Listen.
Stop having
sex and see what kind of relationship you got.
Mm-hmm. When the candy store closes and the sign is up that says closed,
boy,
what's the next thing that happens in the relationship?
Do you have anything to talk about? Does he or she have anything to talk about?
Do y'all have anything in common?
Do you have any goals? Is the chemistry still there outside of sex? Tell me, am I asking you a good question? I'm asking you a good question. Stop having the sex and then ask yourself, what do we have now?
Right. That's the truth.
Things
That's
to
the
make you...
We still got number 6.
We got number six and we out.
And we're done. Here's number 6. Whew. The first one, people change. The second one, people grow. The third one, people no longer meet our needs. The fourth one, people's issues, drama, and trauma show up. The fifth one, people's chemicals just wear off. After a while, that dopamine just ain't showing up the way it used to. Here's the 6th one and our last one, and we are out because it's Sheltered In with the 19s on Sunday. We start at 7 and we try to get you in and out 60 minutes with us in our home. Here's way number 6. We go from happiness to heartbreak. Number 6, people just stop trying.
People just stop trying.
I'm done. It's a wrap. I'm out. I can't do this no more with you. I'm done. I don't want this no more.
And you're sitting there like, I can't believe this stuff.
Ooh.
I ain't say that word. No, I don't cuss.
That you don't.
I ain't believing this.
They just stopped
They
trying.
just told me they
I'm
done.
It's a wrap.
And now you're sitting there just crying and in pain. And I can understand it.
Happen.
But at the same time,
Happen.
always believe what they say.
What they say.
If they say they done,
they done.
most time they're done. Now, here's the thing that I want to say to the fellas.
Okay.
Talk to the fellas before I get off of here.
Yes. Break that on down.
Always remember this, fellas.
Yes.
A woman will leave emotionally before she leaves
right.
physically.
That's it. She will tap
If
out.
I can break it down to you, she'll give you plenty of...
Why are you trying to close like a servant?
she'll give plenty of... What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
They give you like, not examples. What's the word I'm looking for?
Plenty of...
I can't think of the word because I'm being so silly.
Yes.
They'll give you plenty of warnings. How about that? They'll
warnings.
give you plenty of signs that you're not meeting my needs. They'll give you plenty of signs that this ain't going to keep going like this. They're going to give you plenty of signs that I'm trying to get you the information.
That's it.
And listen to me. When a woman gets to the point where she leaves emotionally, bruh, it's going to be hard to get her to come back from that emotional place where she was. As a matter of fact, you're going to be begging her, baby, just give me one more chance.
Done.
I'll make it up to you. And you're going to be trying to figure out why is it that she's not. Angela, well, tell her what that one more chance, I'll make it up. I don't even remember who that was. I think it was the Jacksons or somebody.
What?
It's been a long time ago. But the point I'm making is.
Oh, I'm too young.
Yeah, you too young.
Oh, okay.
But here's the point I'm making. On a serious note. Women, that's why I say a lot of times it's not good for you to get attached sexually because your emotions get caught up in it. Right. But at the same time, because y'all are so emotional, women, as I said a minute ago, will tap out emotionally first because that's the part of who they are. They are the emotional ones.
Right.
And they will tap out emotionally before they leave you physically. Now, leaving you physically doesn't necessarily mean leaving you physically.
Right.
Leaving you physically means I'm gone.
I'm gone. Deuces. Just saying.
So now if you getting them signs, bro, man.
Mm-hmm. Pay attention.
Thank you. Pay attention.
Pay attention.
Now, and the flip side of that, women, when you start noticing that the calls are starting to, patterns change, because here's the thing now, I'm helping the ladies out since I helped the brothers out a second ago. I'm going to tell the sisters the same thing. If you follow the pattern, fellas always set patterns. In the first few months, we set patterns. Watch the pattern, and when the pattern starts to change, just know that the relationship is about to change.
That's it.
You're about to go from happiness to heartache when you start seeing that pattern start to change. That's a good way to close out right here.
Come on, honey.
You are going, listen to me, you're going to go from happiness to heartache when you start watching that pattern start to change. Yeah, he was calling you 3 times a day, texting you, baby, how you doing?
Now I'm busy.
And now I'm busy. Now
I was at work.
just was at work. Now
I ain't have my
I'm going
phone.
out with the fella. Now you better hear me now.
My battery died.
I'm done.
I ain't have my phone with me.
I'm done.
That's it. That's our 6 ways. How you know you going from happiness to heartbreak? Come on now. Did y'all enjoy yourselves tonight? Listen.
Did we make sense tonight?
Come on, break it on down, honey.
I'm gonna break it down, but I want to go back to that young lady, the one I just read that comment. What was her name?
Scott.
Brenda Scott, I think her name was.
Okay. She had another one. There you go.
Where?
Oh, that's Johnny. Okay. All right, so while he's looking for that, we're going to wrap this up. It is Sunday night, Sheltered In with the 19s. We truly thank you all for joining us, as you do every single Sunday. Sheltered In with the 19s, coming straight from our home to yours. Of course, as we wrap up and end every session, we want to make sure that you guys know about this book.
Listen to me. My second book will be finished by July 5th. As far as ready for proofing and all that good
editing
stuff.
And all that wonderful stuff.
But I'm still not sure which book I want to do second. But the one I think I'm going to do second, because I started both of them. The one I think I'm going to go ahead and finish is actually titled, He's Not Your Man, It's Just Your Turn. Because I think that's something that's very needful in this day and age in which we live. Until he puts a ring on it, he's not your man, it's just your turn. I think that's going to be my next book. The other book that I started, I don't even remember what it is. I got 3 books I started. The point I'm making, I did finish this one. It's called If It's Love, It Will Last. If It's Love, It Will Last.
Yes.
This book is a powerful book that I wrote a few years ago. If It's Love, It Will Last. The book is about building and maintaining solid, godly relationships. Godly relationships. Some of the chapters in the book is called What is Love? Why Men Have Not Learned to Love. A Woman's Expectations. It's check-in time. Are you carrying excess baggage? Here is my heart. If it don't fit, don't force it. The Nile is not a river in Egypt. Can I be me? Oh God. And the last chapter, that's just about 13 chapters. And the last chapter is called What Does God Say? What does God say? That's what I want y'all to hear. The last chapter is called What Does God Say? No, the last chapter is called If His Love, It Will Last. The chapter before that is called What Does God Say? It's 12 chapters, powerful book. Listen to me. The book is only $10. Go to My Relationship Movement. For those of y'all who are watching us first, second time, find us on Facebook, My Relationship Movement, My Relationship Movement. Subscribe to it. Turn on your notifications. Every time we go live, you'll see it. My Relationship Movement. The book is only $10. Go there. Order the book. Order the book. If y'all like our t-shirts, my friend and church member, Samantha Green, look her up on Facebook, Samantha Green. Green with an E at the end. Samantha Green. As a matter of fact, I think I'll tag her in it right quick.
Yep.
And y'all can call her
or
about
the
these
t-shirt
t-shirts.
that we had last week that says "Don't quit, do it." So we want to put a plug in for her. She does an amazing job on these t-shirts.
I just put her information in there. So if y'all want to get you some custom t-shirts, you know, that says Knight and Just Did It or Knight and Do It, whatever you wanted to say.
Whatever
What we
you
had
wanna
on
do.
one last week had on?
Do it. Don't quit.
Don't quit. Don't
Do
quit.
it.
Yeah, just
Do it.
yeah. She'll hook you up with these t-shirts. These
Yeah.
are nice. I've seen a few people say I like y'all shirts. I do too. Knight and Just Did It. Yeah.
All right.
So listen,
Good night,
the book is
y'all.
only $10. Get the book. We won't be on here next Sunday. Next Sunday is the 4th of July.
Yeah.
We're gonna have our own fireworks going on in the neighborhood. Not in the house, but in the neighborhood. Well, we might have it going on in the house too.
I mean, that's true. No matter. Okay,
In the neighborhood. But anyway, let me stop being silly. But on a serious note, thank y'all for coming on. We'll talk to y'all. If y'all enjoyed yourself tonight, y'all show a little love. Show a
Show
little
us
love.
some
y'all.
love before
Y'all-
we
yeah,
go.
before you leave.
Thank you all, and we'll see you in 2
Appreciate
weeks.
y'all.
Not
Y'all
next week,
be
but the next week.
blessed.
Okay.
Take
Bye.
care.